It came from England. Corn dogs.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Off the Rocker podcast. And today's episode is covering conspiracy theories. This is season 1, episode 4.
Conspiracy theories we actually might believe. Meow. That wasn't planned at all.
No.
So I guess I'll start.
Yeah, please. Indulge.
All right, so I'm going to start with some really funny ones that I'll let you decide whether I believe them or not, and you can comment in the chat whether you believe them or not. You need to unblock that. So my first one. Good morning, Shelly. We have way too much energy today.
She does.
All right, so my first conspiracy theory is everybody knows who Stevie Wonder is, right? Black pianist guy that's blind. The theory is that some people claim that this legendary musician actually isn't blind, such as his ability to catch a falling microphone or take a photo of a fan. And some people think that he has faked his entire disability. Do you agree or disagree?
I don't believe that. Now, here's the thing. So somebody can be blind and they can still see like shadows and whatnot. So
Yeah.
just because somebody's blind doesn't mean that they can see 100, like 0, nothing.
We actually know people who are like legally blind, but somehow are still driving, which is crazy.
So this is funny because I feel like at least these days I don't typically get into all the conspiracy theories too much. And although with this one, I've read into it a little bit. Watch, I'm gonna say I don't get into these, and I'm gonna have like info on every single one. But the Stevie Wonder one, I've seen like snippets of that before. Mm-hmm. I know what you're talking about, where he like caught the mic.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: people who have some sort of impairment, they usually make up for that in their other senses. So just because he can't see, his hearing is heightened. I don't think smell or taste would assist in catching a microphone, but definitely hearing, so, and also, and I don't know this for sure, but he probably sees shadows or something, potentially.
I think he can see fully. Full disclosure, I think.
Seriously?
I don't think he's faked it the whole time, but...
Seriously?
Yeah, I believe he's an alien from outer space, actually.
Okay, we know that's not true.
A lie. I was totally joking about that part. But I don't know. I think it's pretty weird. I have seen people I have actually physically myself seen people who have like a quote unquote disability, or as Caleb says, quote, quote, disability, quote, quote. And they don't seem very disabled to me. It's like, I don't know. There's people we know. That's all. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
All right. What's your first conspiracy theory?
All right. So I'm starting off kind of heavy.
Oh boy, here we go.
Most of them are like pretty chill, but I'm starting off pretty heavy with the first two, and the first two in a way go hand in hand. But I'm just gonna do the one. Well, okay. I think we'll probably take turns.
Which, by the way, we did not share what we may overlap. I don't know, but we purposely did our own research and made our own list. So
yeah, so we don't know if they're going to cross. And as far as research goes, I mean, I went with ones that I know about, I'm aware of, and so like obviously I picked those. I didn't pick like crazy ones. Well, maybe these are probably crazy. They're conspiracy theories, so they're probably all crazy. Although, there is truth in a lot of these theories. They're not actually theories.
I don't know. During COVID, there were a lot of people on TikTok and other social media that were called conspiracy theorists, and then come to find out, why is P. Diddy being tried right now? I mean, back during COVID, that was all on TikTok, and it was all just some big conspiracy theory. So do I think all of the conspiracy theories are true? No. But do I think there's some truth? Probably.
Well, I mean, we're going off tangent here with the P. Diddy thing, but having a stockpile of baby oil is just... I know that
he has really dry skin. Give the guy a break.
I know that he, wasn't tried for any of the really, intense charges that were against him. But come on. Who just stockpiles,
Yeah, but when you have endless fruitfulness money, you can do whatever you want.
All right, let's go to my first one here. So that was kind of a good transition because this was during COVID when I heard a lot about this. So
okay.
I haven't had TikTok. I just kind of got off of that whole TikTok thing. But during COVID, when the app was at its height, I had the app.
When it became popular.
I would do the death scroll. And one of the conspiracies was Wayfair. So I don't know.
Oh boy, I know what you're going to say.
I don't know if you guys know. Obviously, you can order things off of Wayfair, and oftentimes when you're searching for things, it's like desks or dressers or different things.
Mostly
like that.
Furniture for the most part.
Mostly furniture, right? But there's a conspiracy theory that these desks and other things on there were for purchasing a child, trafficking a child, and the name of the desk would be Alyssa or something, and it would coincide with a recent missing child case. And
I vaguely remember seeing that.
But this is why I remember that one. It could be true. This is why I remember that one most particularly, because the name is Wayfair, right? And most people think way, W-A-Y, and then fair. But if you separate it like waif and air, waif, I'm reading the definition, means a stray person or animal, especially a homeless child, something found without an owner and especially by chance, an extremely thin and usually young woman, a piece of property found but unclaimed, stolen goods thrown away by a thief in flight. Waifs. Literally, this is the... What is it? Merriam-Webster, is that what it is? So this is the...
Dictionary definition.
And it says waifs, so that's the plural, obviously. Stolen goods thrown away by a thief in flight. So, waif air. Stolen children.
Over the air.
Now,
gosh, that got dark fast, Aaron.
Now, obviously, Wayfair has said that this was just due to their algorithms and all that stuff.
But that was also around the same time as Pizzagate was a big thing.
That's my second one.
So, you didn't hear that. Zipping. Going to the next one. So, do we think that Wayfair is a company that human traffics kids? Do you believe it's true or not?
No.
I say maybe. There's been crazier things that have happened.
Maybe
I hope it's not true, but I think there's just much wilder things that have happened.
I mean, if you look at all the evidence and considering that those dressers with those particular names were being sold for millions of dollars.
But also, who names furniture all human names? That's just odd.
Because you'd go on Wayfair and the dresser would literally be named Alyssa, and it would match up with a child that just went missing, and the price would be $1.2 million or something.
Jeez, are these the Kardashians that are buying furniture?
But Wayfair said that this was just a mistake in their algorithm and stuff.
Jeez.
All right, I'll give it a maybe, because that one was
maybe.
I don't go into deep research with these, but hey.
Okay, I'm gonna bring it back to the lighter side.
All right.
Birds aren't real.
I knew you were gonna choose that one.
Okay. So the premise is that all birds are surveillance drones created by the government to spy on humans. Evidence cited being, have you ever seen a baby pigeon?
No. So here's the thing.
That's what this person said. Their evidence, their logical evidence is, Well, have you ever seen a baby pigeon?
So I would say that, yes, you could create a bird. Like, you could create a drone type bird. But to have it, like, fly exactly like a bird and all this, like, no.
Well, here's another
And I'm a
comment
bird.
somebody
I'm a
left.
bird. Like, I like birds. We have a bird feeder. When I'm working, I watch them. No, they're not robots. 100% debunked.
Well, this person also said the reason they believe it is because they think that the birds charge on the power lines. Why is it that birds can be on power lines but we can't touch them? This is logical evidence.
You gotta tell me you really don't believe this, right?
I'm gonna say, do I think the government has used things like this? Yes. Do
To
I think
spy.
that in general, birds are beautiful. I love them. But do I think that the government absolutely would use things that look real? I mean, look, they're making robots look exactly like humans and you can't tell what's robot or not.
Yeah, you can still kind of tell. AI, on the other hand, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's freaky scary, like how realistic science and stuff has brought us. So I think they've used it before, like in the movie The Lorax, okay? What's the animal that they use to spy on the little boy? To see what he's doing with the last truffula seed. It's a cat in the alleyway.
Mm-hmm.
So
I like that movie.
in the movie, you can obviously tell it is a robot. But I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I think this is another conspiracy theory that kind of ties into that. That's not on my list, but I'll share it. Hollywood shows us what's actually real and not. So, like, The Matrix and all these other things, Alien vs. Predator, like, life on other planets, different movies, like, actually, like, there's theories that Hollywood makes movies based on things that are actually real, but it presents it to us through Hollywood to make us perceive that it's not real. So it seems wild when we find out it is true. I believe that.
Okay.
I think the Lorax is real.
Why did I agree to do this podcast?
You're questioning all your life choices at this moment.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead with your next one.
All right. I told you the first two are going to be deep. So, number 2, Pizzagate. Again, this was deep into the COVID era when nobody was leaving their house and we were just believing everything that TikTok said.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to, especially at that time when I was on TikTok and I was looking, because obviously I'd see a video, but there were like hundreds of videos, and then I'd read the comments and there were thousands of comments and people like trying to explain all the reasons why it was real and everything. All right, Pizzagate. So this is, let's see. So essentially it is that politicians, or I guess Washington, D.C.
Celebrities.
So, well, celebrities too, but they run like this child trafficking ring. And when they talk about a pizza, they're talking about a kid. So like the main thing that I remember was that there was an email that Hillary Clinton sent and she was like, are we going to do pepperoni pizzas? And then people were saying like pepperoni means girl and sausage means boy or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think people are sick, but that's pretty extreme. But I don't know. I don't know. I think people come up with wild things, but I've also heard wild things that are true. So I don't know.
And according to AI, it is thoroughly debunked by the police. So
Safety notice.
I guess I have to say that I don't believe that one either.
Okay. All right. So my next one, our son will appreciate this. So our son has autism, and for like 3 years he was deeply obsessed with Titanic and all things Titanic. And so there is a theory that the world's wealthiest bankers and stuff were on the Titanic, and of them, there was one man who was the head of another bank that opposed the decision that they were trying to. I'm not going to go deep into it. There's people that had tickets on the Titanic that actually died on the Titanic that were very wealthy, that were politicians in the time or influential figures at the time for America and for Europe and all these other places too. And at the last minute, this one person withdrew, this is fact, this one person withdrew their ticket and somehow didn't get on board the Titanic. It is believed that that person had intel on what happened, and Titanic had a sister ship called the Olympic, which was exactly identical to the Titanic, but had multiple crash damage prior. Now, there are even historians that even say that this has to be true, because when they look at the ship that's at the bottom of the ocean right now, it does not, there are things about it, there's certain rivet types that they would have used on the different ships, they used on the Olympic, not on the Titanic. Because the Olympic was built first, had all that damage, so they built the Titanic differently. So there's a conspiracy theory that the Titanic was last minute swapped with its sister ship, the Olympic. And that purposely was sank. They were purposely drawn off course because they wanted to get rid of all these influential people that wanted to get rid of it was like a Bank of America type thing. They wanted to get rid of that. So if you're interested in learning more, you need to go Google it because it is very interesting. I do believe that one.
Yeah, I would believe that one.
I do believe that because the facts, we've seen every documentary on Titanic you possibly could see. And why would you let a ship set sail knowing there's an active bunker fire? Like you wouldn't do that when you've got these billionaire people coming on your ship. You wouldn't do that. I mean, maybe with third class passengers, that's really sad, but they would say whatever and let it roll off their shoulder. But knowing that you had the richest men, the 5 richest men in the world, the most influential political figures at the time, I believe it. I would believe that they did that. So I do believe they swapped the Titanic for the Olympic.
I'm going to go with an I believe that one. Yeah, could be true.
We could be wrong, but maybe we're not.
Yeah.
All right, what's yours?
All right. The rest of these are more lighthearted. So the third one I have is that the NFL Super Bowl game is predetermined. Like the winner is predetermined.
Oh, I believe that. It's like wrestling. Wrestling's fake. Sorry for those of you that like it. It's fake. I believe it 100%.
So essentially, there have been like leaked commercials or different things like that before the Super Bowl, and it essentially predicts the winner. Like it says who the winner is. There's also like skepticism that the logos apparently determine who's going to win. I don't know.
I'm not big into sports, but I would say for sure I believe that because you've got people high up that make bets on those things.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't know if I believe it.
Oh, I do. Okay, I'm like 75% in belief.
Because there's a lot that would have to go into it. Now, do I believe that refs can determine the outcome of a game? 100%. 100%. I mean,
especially if they're reffing the game.
There was just a game between the Colts and I don't know if they were playing the Broncos or somebody, but the Colts kicked a field goal and it was off, and then they called a flag, and there was like 3 seconds left in the game, and so then the Colts got to have a redo with 0 seconds on the clock, and then he made it the second time. Then that determined the outcome.
So are you sharing this because you're not a Colts fan?
I said the Colts won.
I know, but you're kind of like, oh, he got a second chance.
No. So I'm primarily a Chicago Bears fan, but if I'm not rooting for the Bears, I'm definitely rooting for the Colts. So, yeah.
I root for none of them. I hate football. Hate me if you want to. Football is the most boring freaking sport.
Obviously, basketball is my primary sport, but
I rank football right there with golf. Like, wow, look at that. He kicked a ball. And then we have to watch the replay 500 times. Like a game that should take like an hour tops to play.
So there's obviously, there are people that can and can't watch certain sports. And also, I remember there was a teacher that we had back in high school who was like, I can't stand watching NASCAR because it's just cars driving in a circle.
Yeah, fact. Oh, look, they're going to turn left. I wonder what they're going to do next. Oh, look, he turned left again. Yeah. Like, your dad's real into NASCAR. And whenever we go over there and it's that season, I'm like, I can't even go in that room. I'm like, there's nothing exciting
I enjoy
about
this nostalgia of it.
I actually recently, the other day, I was looking up fun facts for Indianapolis for my boss. Because we have a campus in Indianapolis for the university we work for. And so at the graduate level, I was looking up fun facts about Indianapolis itself. And the Motor Speedway was not made for NASCAR. It was not originally a track made for NASCAR cars. I won't tell you what it was made for. You can go Google it.
Why? Won't
It's
you tell
interesting.
me? Why don't you just tell me?
I can't remember all the facts.
Oh, okay. That's all.
But I know,
Fair
I
enough.
remember reading, I was shocked. I was like, the Indy 500 is made for
Maybe
NASCAR.
it was horse races.
It's actually not. No, it wasn't horse races. It was something else.
All right. Interesting. Maybe it's dirt races or something.
Believe everything you read on Google. The internet's always true.
I always do research for these things on credible sources before I just believe Google.
All right, so I'm going to move on to the next one. This one's probably my favorite. I kind of wish we would have done this episode on... We could do a whole episode on this, but if you know what the Mandela effect is... Okay, so the term Mandela effect describes a situation where a vast number of people all share a false but vividly remembered detail about an event, phrase, or image. It was coined by Fiona Broom, who found that many people mistakenly remembered Nelson Mandela dying in prison when he actually died decades later. Okay, so the Mandela effect, one Mandela effect is the Monopoly guy.
The Monopoly guy.
You must be the Monopoly guy. The Monopoly guy, do you remember him having a monocle or no monocle? The little eyeglass thing.
I mean, yeah, if you told me he did at some point.
He did. If you look at the if you remember old-timey commercials, do you remember when McDonald's put the Monopoly little stickers on the sides of their cups and everybody played that?
Oh, yeah. That was fun.
He has
I missed
a
that
monocle. Google says he never had a monocle. Yes, he did. So that would be a Mandela effect where millions of people remember him having the monocle and he doesn't. And the fact that on that movie with Jim Carrey, he says, you must be the Monopoly guy. That guy has a monocle.
A monocle, yeah. Huh.
But Google says that he never, ever, ever had one in the history of the Monopoly game.
So my stomach is rumbling. I feel like it's going to be picked up on the screen or on the audio. I feel like I should
Another
mention.
Mandela effect. Aaron actually did not.
I should eat before we have these.
See? Yep. See, even Shelley agrees. He definitely did have the monocle. Mm-hmm. I agree. He had the monocle. But Google says he, in fact, did not.
I know some Mandela effects.
Here's
that are
another
popular.
one.
Okay, you got some more. Okay.
Fruit of the Loom.
Yeah, that's what I was
Do you
going to go with that
remember
one.
the cornucopia, which is like the triangle cone-looking basket?
Yeah, it's like a basket thing.
Okay. Was that part of their logo, or was it not part of the Fruit of the Loom logo?
Yes,
I remember it,
yes,
being part of the
yeah.
logo.
And people have found Fruit of the Loom. Like everybody said it didn't. I'm pretty sure Fruit of the Loom even said no. We've never had that in our logo.
They did, and I remember in the 1990s. I was born in 1990, so in the late 1990s, they absolutely did because you could go to Dollar General, and this is embarrassing, but you could buy underwear from Dollar General, and I swear to you, it had the cornucopia basket with the fruit.
If I had some of my old underbritches, I'd be able to see that cornucopia.
We're all about the cornucopia.
What, are you just remembering how I said that last episode?
Yeah.
Okay. I've got another one.
All right, what's another Mandela effect you have?
Yeah, I can only think of one more right now. But it was the Bernstein Bears.
It's Berenstein. It's Stein.
Yeah, and I used to watch that. There's an episode I had on a VHS that was like how'd it go? It was like Big
Papa
Paw.
Bear?
No, Big Paw. Big Paw or Big Claw? Remember my name is Big Paw. Anyway, if some people might know that episode, but yeah.
So if you're not sure, Google right now what the Berenstein Bears are. It's a child story about a family of bears. Okay? You'll know it as soon as you Google it. You'll see the picture and be like, oh yeah, I remember them from the 80s and 90s.
But
they say that it's always been spelled Bernstein. When I bet if you go to like the Golden Books series or whatever that used to make all those,
that VHS,
Barenstein. It's Berenstain Bears.
And
Berenstein. They're saying that it's
that
different.
VHS might still be at my parents' house somewhere.
Probably.
So I'd be able to see the spelling on the VHS.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd pick up the VHS and it would look one way and then it would magically change right in front of my eyes.
Okay. All right, what's your next
Oh, it's my turn
theory?
already.
Yeah.
Oh boy. That Antarctica is either a secret Nazi base or it has hidden civilizations under the ice. So there's like a treaty from the 1950s where it restricts military activity on Antarctica. They say that like this is just like an evidence cover up or something like that.
Like Area 51 kind of.
They do scientific research there. Like our previous dean went there and went on like some kind of, maybe it was just a cruise and hers wasn't for science. I'm not sure.
Speaking of that, she believes narwhals are real. I don't. I think that's a conspiracy theory. I still don't believe they're real. All right. If you know me and Aaron, 2 years ago, we're sitting in our basement watching YouTube kids videos where they're talking about like National Geographic kids. And
Wasn't Shelly with us?
No, but I called Shelly.
You called her right away.
Because I had
what it was.
to ask. I was like, "Do you know this?"
That's right. That's right.
So they're talking about like sharks and all these cool animals, and then they say narwhals, and I go, "Ha! Narwhals aren't even real. You guys can't watch this stuff. They're teaching you dumb stuff." And my kids both, like, jaw dropped, looked at me and said, "Mom, they are matter of fact very real." And I said, "No, they are not.
And I even said, "Yes, they are."
Of a dolphin with a horn on it. What's the point?"
And I said, "Yes, they are real."
Yeah, and I'm the only one in the family that was like, "No, the hell they aren't." Like, they're not. There's no way. There's no way that these things are real.
Well, you need to watch your language. This is PG.
So anyway, I made a post on Facebook and I said, how am I just now learning that these things are real? And I'm still not convinced that they are. And so our old
Kelsey.
boss of our grad school actually went on this cruise and has photo evidence of them. And I said, I think that, like birds, I think that they're just government robots. They can't be real. And here's my proof. This is logical. In the movie Elf, it's my favorite Christmas movie, you've got all these realistic looking characters. And the one character they make cartoon is a narwhal. Why? Why is the narwhal a cartoon? I'll tell you why. Because they're not real.
At least your sister says that she believed the same thing. So you're not the only one.
It must be a family thing. I think our family's just sheltered. I choose to follow my own truth. They're not real.
Well, here's the thing, though. I mean, I'm not going to hate too much because I didn't know they were real until a little bit later on in my life. I think I was in my late 20s potentially. But when I was working in the convenience store scene, there was a girl working there and she was singing "Narwhal, narwhal, swimming in the ocean, making a commotion."
Because they are so awesome.
Yeah.
That's what song it's about.
And that's kind of when I learned that they were real. So
I learned a lot from ebombsworld.com back in the day.
I don't know if that's a good platform for learning.
So many good things. It's still
all right.
This is round.
I don't think that we said yay or nay on Mandela, so we skipped that one.
I say the Mandela effect is real.
I don't believe it.
You don't think the cornucopia was there?
I think that the cornucopia could have been there, and even though Fruit of the Loom is saying that was never on our logo, it could have been. But here's the thing.
So then
there was somebody
the Mandela effect is real.
There was somebody that posted a picture of like, I don't know if it was like a speedway or something, a racetrack, but they were showing like the logos that were on the concrete and they were like faded, so they'd been there a while. And there was a Fruit of the Loom one with a cornucopia. Here's the thing. Because I'm privy at least to some marketing and communications related things, not everybody looks into copyrights and makes sure that they're getting everything right. So it could have just been a logo that was put up there for Fruit of the Loom, but they just didn't put up the right thing. So that's a possibility. That's what I think. There's logic behind it.
So optimistic.
I don't believe
Aaron
that it's
always
real.
tries to find the good in everything. I'm more of a negative Nilly. I'm like, nah, you lie. You're lying to me. I'm suspicious.
Okay, so Mandela we did. Now the Antarctica conspiracy theory, because I'm pretty sure you derailed that with narwhals.
Sorry. They're not real. Anyway, do we believe that, how is it worded? That the government uses... No.
There's a civilization, whether it's alien,
that
extraterrestrial,
lives under Antarctica.
Neanderthals.
It's like the Bermuda Triangle, so I don't know. I've never been far out of Indiana, so maybe.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Honestly, even saying maybe, a lot of people watching would be like, these people are crazy. I'm never watching this again.
More reason to follow us.
I would lean towards no. I would lean towards no.
You don't think
But
that's
if you've ever watched like those ancient alien episodes on the History Channel, yeah, they really try to sway your
I do
opinion.
believe aliens are real. I just don't know what they look like.
Extraterrestrials.
Like, how crazy is it? It's really not that crazy, actually, when you think about it. We have a whole planet to ourselves with all, like, billions and billions of types of living things, humans all the way down to parasites.
Trillions,
okay?
organisms,
Yes.
and all the things.
Why is it so far-fetched to believe there's life on some other planet of some other form?
But I don't even know that that's a conspiracy theory.
Oh, I think
I
it's
would
true.
think most people. I would think most people would think there are other living beings.
This is
out
why I
there.
can't teach history class at school.
Your turn.
I'd be like, oh, fact.
Your
Let
turn.
me teach you some history here. All right. So this one's getting deep. Good morning, Ani. So this is deep, going back to kind of the dark side. The Kennedy, the president that was assassinated in 1963 that had connections to Marilyn Monroe.
Yep.
Okay. It's estimated that over 1,000 books have been written about the Kennedy assassination, and at least 90% of which were works supporting the view that there was a conspiracy of why he was assassinated. Okay? As a result of this, the Kennedy assassination has been described as the mother of all conspiracies. The countless individuals and organizations that have been accused of involvement in the Kennedy assassination include, but aren't limited to, the CIA, the Mafia, Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson at the time, Cuban Prime Minister Fidel Castro, the KGB, or even a combination of them. They also say that the United States government was a part of this, Marilyn Monroe, all of that too. So I have watched many, the assassination of him really fascinates me. Same thing with Lincoln. Lincoln wanted to abolish slavery. There were many people in the government. I know, but there were many people in the government high up that did not want to do that.
Yeah.
So, do you believe that, like, Kennedy, Lincoln, they were assassinated not by just some random person, but it was a targeted, well, it was targeted, obviously it was assassination, but like a political thing, like a politically driven, like somebody from the other side shot them and it was just as simple as that? Or do you think that it was a plotted, planned out?
So this is what I think on that. I guess in those type of events happening in general, with money comes power, okay? And not just that one in particular, but we could even say like recent, like the Charlie Kirk. Basically any assassination that's happened to somebody that's in power, okay? Or influential or popular, like Chester Bennington saying that it was suicide, or who's the guy that was in the prison cell that everybody's talking about these days?
Epstein.
Yeah, Epstein, like anything like that. Basically, what was her name? The lady that said that Michelle Obama was transgender.
Oh, yeah, that old lady. Yep.
The older lady.
Yeah, my brain's blanking on her name, but
I figured you might think of that.
she was
on The Apprentice when Donald Trump was on there.
Yeah, I can see her face.
Yeah.
She came out and said that Michelle Obama was transgender, and then like the following week died suspiciously of something, but it was never like determined what. That's like Marilyn Monroe. If you watch documentaries of John F. Kennedy, and not together, but John F. Kennedy, Marilyn Monroe's story is actually incredibly interesting. Judy Garland, go listen to.
So
a documentary
I
about
almost.
her. I mean, it's crazy.
There's this conspiracy theory that I almost added, but I didn't. But it goes with this one really well. It's called the Clinton body count, or the Clinton. How many deaths people think are because of the Clintons, like hiring a hitman or something. And I think Epstein was probably on that list.
Listen, don't come for us. But I believe that's true.
I believe with some of them, it's true. I would have to say with like all of them that are out there.
Like you said, with money and power, it's always a struggle of who's on top.
Yep.
And
I know another one.
I believe anything that has to do with that.
I know another one that would be part of this was, remember the singer Aaliyah? Mm-hmm. If at first you don't succeed,
dust yourself off and try again.
Yeah. So it was like a battle between her and Beyonce, and there's conspiracy that Beyonce had her knocked off. There's
conspiracy theory all around Beyonce being some.
Well, and Jay-Z.
Yeah.
There's like photos of him out there.
Where he buys all her wins and stuff like that.
There's photos out there of like Jay-Z from the 50s.
Listen, I don't know what I believe about the Beyonce conspiracy theories, but I will say this. Beyonce is not country. She is not country. I don't care who you are, where you're from, or what you believe. She is not a country artist.
So yeah, so out of all the like suicides and assassinations, yeah, I think some of them were paid for. Totally.
Yeah, I believe it. Now, are we going to ever find proof? Probably not.
No.
But do I want proof? Probably not either, because I feel like it goes deeper and it's a lot more sad than what we want to know.
You open enough pudding packs and you're going to find it.
I love pudding.
You know what I'm saying here?
Yep.
The proof
is in the pudding.
Mm-hmm. Just making sure.
All right, so.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn.
All right.
Wait, do you believe that the John F. Kennedy assassination was plotted?
That one in particular?
Yeah.
Have I done enough research on that one? They just released a bunch of like files. Mm-hmm. Did you look at them?
Not the files. I just watched like 6 or 7 documentaries.
Okay. Well, I'd have to read the files.
I don't watch scary movies. I watch documentaries, and to me, they're far more scary.
I'd have to read the declassified files to have an opinion on that one.
Okay. So you're a shelf it because you don't know.
Yeah. I'm a shelf it.
I believe it.
Okay.
I'm believing most of these.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, your turn.
This kind of goes into that really well.
Okay.
The Elvis Presley death hoax.
Do we believe that what's his name? Bob Hope? Is that his name?
What?
There's a guy that people swear that is Elvis. He's like a singing pastor at a church down south.
You're going the wrong direction with
you need to go Google him. Let me find him for you.
So essentially what this is saying is that Elvis Presley's death was not real, and that he's just hiding away somewhere, and that many people have seen him, and this is why they don't believe he's really dead. And apparently, like with the autopsy, there was conflicting evidence, and there's never been credible evidence.
Oh, here it is. People believe this man is Elvis Presley, still alive at age 89. He goes by the name Bob Joyce and is a pastor at the Household of Faith in Benton, Arkansas. So it wasn't South, I lied. He hasn't said he is or isn't, but there are striking similarities in his voice, appearance, presence, among a host of other odd facts about when he would have migrated to that area and all of that.
Let me see the picture.
He's old. He doesn't look like much of anything now, but he goes by the name Bob Joyce, and he sings and sounds exactly like Elvis would if he was older. If you add an older sound to Elvis's voice.
No.
I believe it. I believe it.
Here's the thing, too. So just like the last conspiracy theory she had, I would believe that there are probably some celebrities who have staged their death.
Oh, for sure.
Or faked it just to like get away, get out of the limelight. So they can just go somewhere and stay there and pay somebody to get their groceries for like 10 years. And then they can start like going into grocery stores and just living a normal life.
Yeah.
Like, I think probably if you were famous, it would be, I mean, can you imagine like if you were Selena Gomez and like you just couldn't go to the grocery store, like you couldn't go to the park.
Conspiracy theory. I am Selena Gomez. I am actually the Selena Gomez. No, just kidding. Maybe I am. We'll never know.
If I had to choose a yes or a no, I'd say no. Elvis probably died. I mean,
You think he died of an OD on his toilet of all places?
I don't know if it was there or in
I don't
his
know. I
bed
feel like
or
that's
something.
a too embarrassing way to die.
So you can't choose.
Did you know there's a show that used to be on? It's called Embarrassing Ways People Have Died.
I hate that show.
I love it. Opposites attract.
Oh gosh.
All right, is it my turn?
Well, you didn't say if you believed it or not.
Oh, I believe Bob Joyce. I believe that's the Elvis Presley.
Come on.
Come on, for real.
If I had to
For real,
lean
real.
towards a maybe, I'd say maybe, but not that guy.
Why not that guy?
It doesn't have the same mouth.
The mouth, it's just that.
Yeah.
All the other evidence, just your mouth ain't
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. All right, I'm just kidding. I actually don't know if I believe. I really don't know. I'm just being dumb for most of these, but
Don't be dumb.
the assassination ones, yes, I do believe those were targeted. I believe those were planned. But with Elvis, I don't know. I don't know. The movie they made about him that is historically accurate.
Yeah, we watched
I forget
that.
what it was.
We watched it.
It's long, but man, it's so detailed about his life and how he was conned. He was scanned by his not his producer, what's that guy called? His manager,
Handler,
basically.
manager.
Yeah. And that was pretty interesting to learn that was actually historically accurate. That guy basically like discovered him and was a failing businessman and found him and
I remember
completely
I
exploited
remember
him.
the movie. He used a toothbrush.
Yeah. Okay. So
But toothbrushes weren't used very much back then, or something.
I got a joke for you.
I know the joke. So you don't even need to tell me.
Why do they call it a how do you know that a toothbrush was invented down south?
I don't know why.
Because if it was invented anywhere else, it'd be called a teeth brush, not a single toothbrush. But
Stupid.
anyway.
Okay.
All right, is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a big one, and I'm gonna start by saying 10 billion thousand infinitely. I believe this.
It's not even a real.
I believe this
Number.
with all of my being.
Okay.
Big pharma suppressing natural cures. Medical conspiracy theories, which often intersect
That's my next one.
with food beliefs, propose that the Food and Drug Administration, or the FDA, is blocking access to natural cures for things like cancer, so pharmaceutical companies can still make money. I agree. Gold check mark. Agree.
I tried to research this with AI.
Of course, it's not going to tell you.
And of course it's not right. It just kept spitting out like reasons why no, that's not true. And I kept arguing with it, but I was like, there's all these natural remedies and AI just kept arguing with me, which obviously it's pulling, from that side of the equation.
So I'm curious, do you believe any of these conspiracy theories so far? And if you have a conspiracy theory that you've heard, I want to hear it. Like, even after this isn't live, I want to hear what other people, like, theories that you have. Because when I was Googling these, like, the same ones kept kind of coming up, and I'm like, okay, but I want, like...
What's interesting, too, is there
ones.
can even be, like, local conspiracy theories, like, with, like, factories in your community or different things like that, organizations.
Yeah, I want to know for sure. So, do you believe that Big Pharma hides... I do know this. There have been people, scientists, who actually have believed that they discovered cures or things that are way closer to a cure than we've ever been, and they all of a sudden die. They go missing. Nobody hears from them again. So do I believe it? Abso-freaking-lutely I do.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, it's hard to discredit, the research, because people that, like, if I worked in the cancer research industry or if I were a scientist, then I'd be a better person to say, well, probably all those people don't, like, they probably like, no, they're not. But do I think that, these big companies or pharmaceutical companies might try to suppress a cure? Yeah, maybe.
Oh, I do.
Because if there's a cure, they don't make money.
Our last episode, my mom and I were talking about Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's alone is right there next to cancer research. The number one research thing in the globe, not just America, but in the globe. Yet trillions of dollars are banked into this in the last 20 years. And you're not any closer to a cure? That doesn't make sense. All these cancer walks they do all over the United States, you'll see like, oh, it's Red Ribbon Week, it's this week, it's that week, it's that week. And it's all to earn money for research for cancer, but we are literally no steps closer to the cure. How does that make sense? Because think about it, if you're a government and you're wanting to spend your money efficiently, you're not gonna allow your pharmaceutical companies and all these other things to spend billions of your dollars to research something if in 50 years they've come no closer to a cure. You're going to shut down the research because there's no furthering in that research. You're going to shut it down.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah, I believe it.
Whether yay or nay, I hope that they come up with a cure for cancer. And I know every time, they're on the brink of a cure, it's always for like a different type, like pancreatic, breast cancer,
but
brain
if you notice,
tumors.
the headlines always say, we're on the brink. We're on the brink. How long are you going to be on the brink before you find the next step after that?
Here's the
next
thing.
Step after the brink is
there's
the
natural.
solution.
Just in case anybody ever watches this and gets cancer and they're like, I'm going to die. No. There are natural cures.
There are, yeah.
That are out there that I believe would work. So.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I get really passionate about this topic because in an episode here in the near future, we're going to be talking about, how did we word that? Living with chronic illness. I live with chronic illness, and Aaron has caretaker burnout because he's always the one that has to take care of me. And there's millions of people all over that struggle with this same thing. And this kind of goes hand in hand. And the reason I get so passionate about how they don't have cures and I call bullcrap is because I am now a lifelong clientele for this pharmaceutical company, for migraines, for seizures, for whatever I'm struggling with. Why is that? Why wouldn't you say we want you better? If the goal is to have a healthy America, we should want our people to be feeling better, meaning we're not on drugs. We're literally just getting
there's
better.
a lot of
there's no money to be made.
There's a lot of
better.
weeds and herbs and different things where, why is the government not saying like, here, take this, it'll help, or here's the research. Like they're not researching anything like that grows in your backyard. Like for example,
they're researching drugs.
We've got pokeweed in our backyard. It's like it should be a remedy for many things, but they're like, no, it's poisonous. And yes, the seeds are poisonous. Don't just go chomping on pokeweed, but like there's so many like Native Americans and different type of people like from down south and stuff who like swear by like swallowing the berries whole. Like don't chew the seeds. Like they even know like don't chew the seeds. Like that's where the poison is.
Yeah.
But if you swallow it whole, like.
Well, if you look in biblical times, they had 0 drugs. That pharmacy was not a thing. Medicine was not a thing. It was whatever grew from the earth or was on the planet somewhere. That's what they used. It's what they had. It worked for them, but it's not working for us.
Well,
if that makes
they
sense.
also weren't consuming man-made chemicals in their food every day.
Yeah, byproducts of the factory.
Yeah. So yeah, Big Pharma was my next one too. So
Yeah. Did you have another one? That was my last one.
Oh, that's your last one? Mm-hmm. Oh, I just have one more. That 9/11 was a controlled demolition of the Twin Towers.
That is a recent thing I've seen and researched.
Have you seen the videos where they show like different
The flash
floors
of
like
light
blowing
before the
up?
plane hits? Yeah. I don't know. Again, that goes back to that like when you got money, you can do
Wasn't
things.
it creepy though that the recording they showed where George W. Bush was at the elementary school and she was reading the book? She was like, "And the plane," like she was like reading it like a.
I don't know.
What do you call those things? You said it last time when we were, or a couple episodes back when we were talking about music. Chant. She was saying it like a chant.
Chanting it, yeah.
That was creepy.
Maybe. I don't know. It's kind of like there's even theory with the Charlie Kirk thing. There were 2 bodyguards right behind him that were making weird gestures, and then right after that, that happened. So now you're hearing things about like there was a trap door. Why did they all of a sudden concrete over things real quick? I don't know. The answer is I don't know. I really don't know. But is it really that hard to believe that there are evil people out there with evil motives? And
see, others believe that it was like a controlled demolition or something.
I think it's so sad that you'd be willing to sacrifice innocent people's lives for the purpose of you getting what you want. I think that's just, I don't understand it and can't wrap my brain around it because I'm not that type of person. Like, if it's going to hurt somebody else, and I know it, I absolutely will not do it no matter how much I gain from it. I don't have that type of mentality or that type of personality or heart to do it. So it's hard for me to grasp it because I don't think that way. So it's hard for me to think anybody else could think that way. But I'd be naive to think that there aren't people who do think that way, that are absolutely vile, evil, disgusting people.
Well, we obviously know there are evil
and
people
it's
out
just
there.
hard for me to realize that it's probably true, but it probably is true. And unfortunately, all those people lost their lives or were deeply affected by it. And honestly, I do think that the government and other world political figures I do believe that they would cause something to put catastrophic fear into a group of people to manipulate what
so
they
this
want.
is where I'm at with the 9/11 thing. And I can confidently say that I agree that it was some type of controlled demolition or that there were bombs involved, because I've watched the documentaries and they have, like, people in that field of like civil engineering in particular have said the building shouldn't have collapsed. Like, yes, a plane gets hot. Yes, metal can melt, but the buildings were constructed.
It was high up enough it shouldn't have affected the lower part.
They were constructed so that should never happen.
Yeah.
So even the people in the industry, like civil engineers in particular, because that's what they do, architects, said that this should not have collapsed in the way it did. So yes, I think it was not just the planes that caused it.
Yeah. I think fear will drive people to do crazy things. So it's a tactic that even, okay, if you watch like movies about somebody who kidnaps and murders people, like what's that guy's name? Ed Gein and all these people,
You're talking about
Jeffrey
like
Dahmer?
serial? Yeah.
Yes. So they'll kidnap people and they don't have to put a gun to your head. They just make you believe they have something and it scares you enough to manipulate you to do what they want.
We're getting a little dark here.
It is, but I'm just saying.
I've got something a little lighter for the last 10 minutes.
Let me just say this. I'm just saying, like, fear, you can use fear to drive a multitude of people to react a certain way that you need them to react to get what you want. Mm-hmm. So 9/11 and all the things we've talked about prior, could they be real? Based on that theory alone, yes. Maybe.
All right, so I figured we'd have a little time left, and I didn't want to go dark.
You did it. You started it.
So I thought it would be fun, and it might go like meld well with this episode, was I thought I'd look up some of the crazy U.S. town and city laws that are out there. So these are real laws in different either states or towns or cities in the U.S. that are real, that are like, what? Are you ready?
Do you want me to tell you whether I agree or disagree or just hear them out?
Hear them out and then just give an opinion, or that's a good idea, or that's stupid, or whatever.
Got this.
Okay, number 1, Linden, Washington. No drinking and dancing simultaneously. You can drink or dance, but never both at the same time. You must choose one or the other by law.
I don't know. Once this body starts moving, it kind of doesn't stop. So I might support that law.
I think it's really silly.
It's really silly that they spent time writing that into law. Like, that costs money and time and resources to create a law. So
okay, wow, this is crazy. So we're familiar with this town, and I didn't. Okay. So I literally just like pulled the 10 most crazy, and this is a town we're familiar with.
Okay.
Gainesville, Georgia.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
all right.
What's this law?
Eating fried chicken with fork is illegal. Fried chicken must be consumed using fingers only. A tourist was mocked and, quote, arrested in 2009 for using a fork.
Well, bet. Now I'm going to go there and do just that.
That's amazing. Because, and I say
Can't eat
this,
fried chicken with a
I
fork?
say this because, yeah, it's illegal.
In that town.
Gainesville, Georgia.
Well, next time we go to Grandma Faye's, I'm for sure going to do that.
Yeah, we can
See what happens.
She
And then
doesn't
we'll report back
necessarily
and tell you
live.
if it really
She doesn't
happens.
live in Gainesville, at least not right
She's
now.
like 30 minutes away.
They're considering, yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that nuts? What's interesting is, so obviously we've discussed we work at a university, and you have to be proper. And so at one of our parties and get-togethers, we were served fried chicken, which I was thrilled about. Usually it's like some strange cuisine.
They try to fancify spaghetti and make it all fancy when it's not.
Yeah, but we did fried chicken, which I was like super thrilled about. But we were looking around the room, and everybody was eating it with a fork and knife.
Okay.
And I joined in. I have
not.
to admit.
I felt so out of place. I'm like, listen, we grew up where we speak banjo. You eat fried chicken with your hands.
Usually when I'm eating fried chicken, I'm like going at it. So
You're the one that taught me you pop the bone out. And I just like
the chicken
use your
thigh.
finger and poke it through.
The chicken thigh, I pop the bone out of the thigh, and then I eat it like a hamburger till I get to the bone on the backside.
Okay, next law.
That was number 2. Okay, number 3. This is Connecticut, so this is the state in general. Pickles must bounce to be legally sold. Pickles must bounce when dropped from 1 foot high. Failed bounce test equals they can't be sold.
I want to know what my niece Dayla has to say about this and my niece Annika, because I think they both love pickles. I want to know what they have to say about this. So, Annika, you're in the chat. What do you think? Would you think it's weird that you have to bounce a pickle in order for it to be sold or considered legal to sell? That's a weird law.
It's very strange.
Shelly, you eat your fried chicken with a fork? Gasp. Unowning you.
Well, no, here's the thing. If it's bone-in chicken, like KFC style chicken, no, I'm gnawing at that thing. But if it's like there was a restaurant that used to like crust it in this Parmesan crust, and it was a filet, so it was boneless. Yeah, I'm going to eat that with a fork and knife. I'm not going to pick up a boneless filet and have it flopping around eating it with my fingers.
Yeah, my boneless wings I do eat with a fork and a knife just because it's not messy.
Yeah.
Fried chicken, though, just get in that. Get in it and eat it.
All right, number 4.
No, the pickle thing.
What? What about it?
Read the law again, that it has to bounce. How did it word that?
Pickles must bounce when dropped from 1 foot high.
To be sold.
Yeah.
What? An odd... Like, what about pickle? All I can think about is, okay, the whole pickles that my dad and my stepmom used to buy me and my brother, the jar of massive pickles, and it would be gone after 24 hours.
What's that have to do with anything?
Those I can see bouncing, but what about like pickles? I wonder if that law includes like pickle slices.
I
How
don't
do you
know.
bounce
I
a
didn't
pickle
look.
slice?
All right, let's go to the next one.
Okay.
This is funny.
We have 2 minutes.
This is funny. The name of this town, Indianola, Iowa. Ice cream trucks have been banned since 1967. No ice cream trucks allowed within city limits. Safety concerns about kids running into streets.
Okay, this law was made by somebody who's not a parent, who's old and grumpy and don't like kids. If you don't like joy and you don't like happiness, then they created this law.
Yeah,
for sure.
I would agree.
I miss ice cream. I'm going to start a petition. We need to bring back ice cream trucks.
Okay, number 5. Alabama.
That's the law, just Alabama.
No fake mustaches in church if they cause laughter. Illegal if fake mustache disrupts church service with laughter. This maintains religious decorum.
I got your religious decorum right here. Mustaches are amazing. Okay. Tiny fact about me and Aaron, if you don't know us. At our dinner rehearsal for our wedding, we made it mandatory that if you were going to give a speech at our reception, during the wedding, or at the dinner, or if you respected us at all, you had to wear a fake mustache. And you best bet we came prepared with fake mustaches, and your parents came in clutch.
That was fun.
They bought a huge pack of sticker mustaches. And matter of fact, we let one of our groomsmen, Alex, wear it for the wedding. I didn't even care. I'm like, yes, this is supposed to be a joyful, fun day.
Yeah.
Wear the dang thing. And
right.
it actually looked good on him. It looked real.
Let's get through these. Let's
Okay.
be quick and let's not add side conversation.
Okay, go ahead.
We're gonna run over a little bit. That's fine. Okay, Topeka, Kansas. No cherry pie a la mode on Sundays. Adding ice cream to cherry pie is prohibited on Sundays, known as plain pie Sundays.
That's dumb. Next law.
Yeah, it's dumb. Number 7, Rockville, Maryland. No swearing on highways. Profane language banned on public streets and sidewalks. Road rage cursing is illegal.
I don't even have a comment to that because
I agree with that one.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, it's very good. It's very good.
Okay.
All you can do is...
Have you seen neon things that people can buy? There's suction cup neon signs that can flip people off and say funny things in your car.
No,
so when you pass somebody, you can make it say something.
I've seen the ones, yeah. The only thing, my main, what is my main issue? I mean, obviously, people driving the speed limit.
I need to have a sign that says, "Move out of my way, I'm late trying to be early." Do you remember when we showed up a week early? You weren't with me. Me and somebody else showed up a week early to my niece's birthday party. Shelly, I don't know if you remember that or not, but it was when I showed up a whole week early to my niece's birthday party. So there's that. Mom might be going to jail then. She called you out, Shelly. Did you see what she said? Annika said that her mom should be arrested for the road rage cursing.
Oh, well, this is only in a certain town, so you know. All right, number 8, Reno, Nevada.
Oh boy, I can't even imagine.
No, this is actually a good one. No sitting or lying on sidewalks. You must stay on your feet while on public sidewalks. It keeps pedestrian traffic moving.
For the record, that area is so nasty. Like, the streets are nasty.
This isn't Las Vegas, it's Reno.
I know.
Oh.
I know it is.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen Reno 911?
Really?
Again, my evidence lies in Hollywood.
Come on.
Okay, what's the next
All right,
law?
number 9, Michigan, and I believe this was true in Indiana recently. No car sales on Sundays. Car dealerships must close on Sundays statewide.
We are
It's
closed
an
on
old
Sundays.
blue law still enforced.
I don't know why that is.
Is it still in Indiana?
Yeah, they don't sell cars on Sunday.
Okay.
They're not even open on Sunday.
Okay.
And they used to not be able to sell alcohol.
AI, you have failed me. Well, because it should have said Michigan and Indiana and whatever else.
I don't know. Maybe Matt can fact check us. He works
Yeah,
at Subaru,
I don't
so
know. Maybe they got rid of that law. I know the selling alcohol on Sundays was an Indiana
For a
law,
while,
and then
now it's fine.
that's gone now.
Yeah.
All right, number 10, Maine. Dancing requires a permit in bars. Alcohol serving establishments need special amusement permit for dancing. No dancing without a proper license.
Why are all these politicians so against dancing? They must not like life.
So I think AI failed me a little bit there because I'm almost certain there's a law where you can't chew gum in a certain town or state or something.
I believe
And that should have been on the list, but it wasn't.
The fact that politicians spend time, money, and resources to make laws that are that dumb, it just baffles me.
All right, we're out of time. We're over. So what do we want to say? Chocolas?
Thanks for following along with us today. Make sure that you still comment in the chat. Follow us on Facebook and YouTube. On YouTube, we are podcast_OTR. On Facebook, we are Off the Rocker. Make sure you share our content because that's what puts us forth on YouTube for other people to see too. So we hope you guys have a great weekend and enjoy the weather if you're having nice weather like we are, and have a wonderful day.
Bye, y'all.